Hey girl,
Hey,
hey. What's up? How are
what's
you?
up? Can you guys hear me? I've never been live ever in my life. It's my
I
first
could
time.
hear you. I could
Okay,
hear you. So
cool.
yeah, if y'all can't hear us or see us, please let us know, like ASAP. I was just telling them I just did my hair like real quick. My hair is gonna,
I just got
my
done
hair is gonna
curling
puff
mine
up so
too.
quick. It's so hot in this house. The
Yeah,
struggle. The
it's so nice
struggle.
out today.
Okay, so Ashley know that I've been talking about this with her since I think March, either February or March, and I thought it was going to be a whole production where we sit down and I interview you, but of course Corona happened and I just didn't want to hold it off any much longer. So at first I was calling it low key and lit. So basically I wanted to highlight some people that's like super low key but have like a very successful brand. So then I just decided to change it to behind the brand. So yeah, Ashley, go ahead and let's get started. Just give us a brief description of what Black Girls Graduate is. We see the Instagram, we see all the beautiful Black women posting their graduation pictures and stuff like that, but it's way more to the brand than just the picture. So just elaborate on what Black Girl Graduate is.
Yes. So first, thank you for inviting me. Thank you for letting me be your first guest. Like I feel honored, very, very much so honored, because I am always a low key under a rock type of person. So thank you for pulling me outside from underneath the rock.
No problem.
But so Black Girls Graduate, we are an online resource that connects Black women to career opportunities. And we do this through content related to career, finance, and campus life. And we also do this by having events in partnership with organizations that truly believe in diversity and inclusion, and to create opportunities and connections for women to just be able to, one, network with each other, and build some, a community of educated women, but then also connect with employers on a personal level in a way that you get to, create real relationships so that you can nurture those into opportunities.
Nice. So me and Ashley know each other because we both worked at Power 92 together. She no longer works there. I still work there. But I just remember one day going into Chris' office. That was the kicking spot at Power 92. And just seeing her like just working on the Instagram page. And I did not know that she was the person behind the brand, which is crazy because I feel like this is a brand that's nationally known, especially with Black women that's in college. So it was dope to see that it's somebody, not only someone that I know, but someone from Chicago, a Black woman is behind this page. What school did you go to? What college did you graduate from?
So I graduated from Syracuse University in upstate New York.
Okay, nice. So that's a predominantly white institute, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how was it like? What was your experience like at that school?
Yeah, so it was about like 6% people of color at Syracuse when I was there. But Syracuse was a lit school. It was the #1 party school when I was there. I attended the SI Newhouse School of Communications, where I studied public relations. And really, for me, like I had a good experience with just getting to know the other, like basically the Black people on campus. We basically all knew each other, like it's a small world. And so we kind of created our own little like HBCU within the campus.
Yeah.
But, I can't say that I don't feel like I didn't also feel like some discrimination in some of my classes. A lot of my media related classes actually in Newhouse, there was like 3 or 4 Black women in the PR program, of which I barely had classes with, but I knew them. I still connect with some of them today. But in those classes, there was definitely times where I felt left out. People didn't really talk to me. I didn't really forge that many relationships with people that were not of color.
Yeah. And just to piggyback off what you said, as far as like you pretty much knew everyone that was Black on campus and you turned it into your own HBCU. That's how I felt about NIU. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like I love NIU, I love my NIU people, but I did not want to go there. Up until even I think maybe my sophomore or junior year, I did not want to go there. At first my mom was like, okay, you're not transferring. Then after a while she's like, you could transfer, but then I'm like, okay, where I'm gonna go. But just being on a campus that's predominantly white, like it still felt like a Black school. Like NIU is like all Chicago people, like from all sides of town.
I bet it was lit. I always heard that NIU was lit.
Yeah, it started becoming a little lame after a while, but it definitely
once
it
the
definitely
class,
was its own little HBCU. Yeah, I wanted to get that HBCU experience, but I never got a chance. But it was definitely dope just, you know, just being able to connect with the NIU people. So if you have any questions for Ashley, you can go ahead and leave it in the question box. I am going to do something. If you are a 2020 graduate, please check in and let us know. And we're going to do something for you at the end of
graduates,
this.
check in. I really hope that some graduates were able to see this, because we get a lot of messages and stuff like that. So I really hope some of them are in this live. And hello to all the followers, hopefully that are joining from Black Girls Graduate, because a lot of them are probably like, who is this? Because I don't really put myself out there. So
right,
it's nice to finally see and connect with people.
So do you know like what's going on as far as graduation this year? Like, has anybody checked in with you, letting you know like, okay, graduation is either canceled or postponed this year?
Yeah, so I did a poll on Black Girls Graduate's Instagram a couple weeks ago, asking if any of the graduates had their graduations postponed. Hey, Faith, I see you. Hey, Bree. And some of them actually did already have their graduations canceled. There has been some that have been postponed to winter graduation, like December.
Crazy. Okay, so let's see. 11-1 said checking in, master 2020. Okay. 2020 graduate here. Nice. London love. Nice. Okay, Ashley, you got people all over London. That's dope. That's super dope. Okay, so I'm a creep. So I went and I scrolled all the way to the beginning of Black Girls Graduate Instagram page. And the first post was June of 2014. And I think it was like 48 likes. And you went from 48 likes to now getting thousands of likes, and I think like 44,000 followers. So how long did it take for your brand to go from there to here? And like, what's some tools and resources you use to get your brand to this level?
Yeah, so you know, Instagram has really significantly changed since when we first launched the page. And it's really just been a thing where I had to just continue to try to keep up with the algorithm and keep up with the way things are changing.
Yeah.
So as Sierra mentioned earlier, like I worked at Power 92 in digital, and before that I had some experience working in like agencies, like in digital, and I studied like social media as part of my degree. So like I was able to basically use what I learned helping these brands grow their social media channels and their businesses to grow in Black Girls Graduate. So one of the main ways I would say is just trying to be as authentic as possible and keeping your brand voice consistent. I know that I want to reach Black girls that are essentially just like myself. So when I talk to them, I'm real, I'm just me. Our captions try to reflect the demographic, the millennials, and just what we go through. We use a lot of like lyrics as our captions, and we tackle topics that I know are hot topics that people want to hear. So that's what I would recommend. Also, just in terms of like actual new like metrics of growing, one of the main ways that I learned in PR is just to insert yourself in conversations that are already trending. And I don't know if you guys remember, a couple of years ago, there was a hashtag that was like Stay Mad Abby. And Stay Mad Abby was a hashtag about, there's a white girl that went to like University of Texas, and she tried to say she didn't get in because all the Black people got in with affirmative action or some BS like that. So a Black person started the hashtag Stay Mad Abby, and they were posting themselves in their caps and gowns like, baby, no, I did this on my own.
Right.
So that's when we really were able to start reposting those grads and using that hashtag. And I remember like overnight getting like 3,000 followers from just reposting those grads and celebrating exactly what that girl thought she was trying to take away from us.
Yeah.
So it was really a place where Black people were able to come together and have a community, especially with Black Girls Graduate. Black women were able to come together and celebrate each other's accomplishments.
Yeah. And sometimes I feel like just having a following and building your following, sometimes it is a formula, but sometimes it is like a situation like that happens, and you see that someone is genuinely supporting you and behind whatever issue is going on. So that's super dope to hear. So if you have any questions for Ashley, please go ahead and put it in the question and answer box, and we'll get to that soon. Also, if you are a 2020 graduate, master's degree, undergrad, whatever it is, I definitely want to give someone a graduation present by sending you $50. You must have Cash App or Zelle. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do it. I don't want to be I don't
No,
want to
I
do
think that's a
that.
good way to do it. Cash App for Zelle. I should match that. Honestly, if there's going to be another graduate and we want to do two, like I'm happy to do another one from Black
Nice,
graduate.
nice. Now I'm trying to see how I'm gonna pick the person is what I'm saying, but I guess we could get to that at the end. So outside of Black Girls Graduate, what do you do?
So outside of Black Girls Graduate, I work at a software company. It's a software cloud for marketers where we leverage data and AI, machine learning, to influence their social their SEO strategies. And so SEO is search engine optimization. So it's essentially like where you pop up on a SERP, which is like a search engine page, so Google or Bing.
Mm-hmm.
And we use data to help them like, see how the algorithms are changing. So in a lot of ways, I still work in algorithms, just a different algorithm that is search versus what I used to do with social media and stuff like that.
Nice. So you basically a Black girl in tech.
Yes, Black Girl in Tech. And shout out to Baddies in Tech. I got to shout out to Baddies in Tech. If you guys are not following that page, I need to follow. That's like my mentee's organization. And she's doing a great thing, connecting Black women and women of color that work in tech. So you guys should follow that page. Actually, she's a low-key lit person. Maybe you don't want to connect with her, but she's lit. So definitely check out Baddies in Tech. But yeah, shout out to all the Black women in STEM.
Nice. And I'm sure that type of work is definitely the Black women is not a face of tech, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a constant thing where more Black women are trying to, help open doors for other Black women that are interested in technology, especially those who are just starting into college and they're curious about like what it is that they want to study. I highly recommend going into a field that can, put you into technology. It's a lucrative field. It's almost recession proof, as we can see right now, because a lot of those jobs are remote. You can do them from home. So yeah, definitely recommend that.
Nice. So have you had any events for Black Girls Graduate, or are you looking forward to throwing events?
Yes, so we have had several events for Black Girls Graduate here in Chicago. We've done events at campuses like DePaul, Northwestern, and then we also had like our biggest event that we had in partnership with Twitter, Blackbirds, at the Twitter Chicago office, where we talked about the blueprint of social media and how you can use LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram to grow your network and essentially like grow your career. That was one of our most popular events. It was sold out, even though it was a free event. We try to offer all of our events free for our community, which is why we like work to have a company sponsor those events so that they can remain free. So yeah, we're looking to have more events, due to COVID-19 that has definitely set us back from being able to do events. But we want to have some virtual events. And so, I work with a lot of my friends. Shout out to Arayla. She's on this live. Me and her brainstorm all the time. We're trying to come up with something cool for us to do virtually.
Nice. So what have you been doing during this whole stay-at-home order, like to keep yourself busy, to keep your mental health together? Like, because I'm sure it's a lot of people that's out here struggling just being in the house. You have extroverts who's used to being out and about and talking with people, and even people that's introverts is they're in the house like, okay, I'm not in the house because I want to be in the house. I'm in the house because I'm forced. So it's definitely tough for a lot of people. So how are you keeping yourself busy?
Yeah, so I mean, to be completely honest, I could definitely do a better job at working on like self-care and my mental health. But I think connecting with those closest to you is what's been helpful for me, whether it's like talking in the group chat, like cutting ass, like sending funny videos. I'm like notorious for sending like OD like Twitter videos and Instagram videos, like to the point where my friends are probably tired of me sending them. Right. But like for me, it keeps me sane because I'm laughing, my friends are talking, and we're just venting to each other about like what we're going through. We're realizing that we're not alone and we're all going through the same thing right now. And so I recommend that, like connect with your friends, connect with the people that make you laugh, connect with your loved ones. And that's a good strategy.
Cool. So what's next for Black Girls Graduate?
So what's next for Black Girls Graduate is a lot. We are actually looking for additional team members, like interns. So if anyone is interested in ways to contribute to Black Girls Graduate or volunteer, I'm always open to talking about that. We're hoping to expand more on the campus level. That originally what was our plan for 2020. Definitely COVID has changed that plan. So we're kind of just re-strategizing, but I want to continue to keep my audience engaged and shouting out as many graduates as possible. I'm going to try to turn up the notch on that, because I think right now we post maybe like 2 a day. And if you saw our inbox, so anybody that's watching this that has a picture in our inbox right now, I'm trying to get to y'all. There is like hundreds, I'm not even making it up, hundreds of posts in our inbox, on our DMs and in our email, with their photos, and like they're beautiful photos. Like, I definitely recommend, if you guys are not already following us or even following our hashtag, if you just want to see some Black Girl Magic in your feed to like change your day, like definitely follow the hashtag, follow our page. Because even the girls that we can't post, like, yo, just scroll through and you just see beautiful Black educated queens are doing their thing. Like, it's, if I'm having a bad day, honestly, just go on there and start scrolling. Your day will change, because you'll just be so inspired by like what people are doing. So
yeah, I definitely look at the page and be like, dang, I did my graduation all types of wrong. As far as pictures, I don't even remember me taking pictures.
Me too.
For
my
graduation from high school or college. Like, I didn't take any professional pictures, and I really regret it. Besides walking across the stage and them handing you your diploma, but I definitely look like, dang, these girls are super creative. So yeah, it's super dope to see. Definitely Black Girl Magic, like Ashley said. If you're having a bad day, or you feeling down, or you're feeling not represented, Black Girl Graduate Instagram is definitely the place for you to go. So as far as you, Ashley, what's next for you as far as personal goals?
Yeah, so what's next for me on my personal goals is to this is a hard question. I really don't know necessarily what's next. I'm in a very interesting place in my life where there's a lot of changes and I'm trying to figure things out. But I think the most important thing for me right now is just getting closer to God and really working on my relationship with God, and listening to him for answers. I think I've done a lot of trying to figure it out myself, and it's not working. So I just want to definitely work on that relationship and listen to what he tells me is next for me.
Nice. Sounds like a plan. That's definitely the way to go, for sure. Okay, let's see. I just saw XO Coco said some black girl graduate face masks would be cute. That would be cute. Oh, speaking of merch, you definitely have to go to, is it blackgirlgraduate.com?
Yes.
Ashley has merch. Very cute shirts on there. Even though I graduated many moons ago, I definitely want to cop me a shirt, but it's definitely some cute shirts on there. Just promoting Black women that's graduating from college. So definitely go to blackgirlsgraduate.com. And not only are there is there merch on there, but it's definitely plenty of resources. I saw internships. I saw ways for you to get job opportunities. I saw articles on there, how to know like if you should quit your job or if it's the right job. So Black Girls Graduate is definitely, like I said, it's definitely more than just pictures.
Yes. Sure. And speaking of shirts, I'm working on a new design, a couple new designs. We normally launch a new design every spring or fall. That's kind of slowed down, but I have a new I have a million ideas, but I have a new shirt design coming out soon. So definitely stay on the lookout for that. And so you'll notice also, just for anyone that might be interested in purchasing, our shipping is going to be delayed due to COVID-19. The manufacturer that we use is social distancing, so they have less people in the warehouse than they normally would. So it's going to take a lot longer to receive your shirt. Right now, it's looking like 2 to 3 weeks. Before, it's usually like around 7 days. So I just want to put that out there.
Nice. Okay, so do you want to do the giveaway first or the questions first?
We can do the questions first.
Questions. Okay, cool. Let's see. No one's sending. Now I see questions in the comments, but y'all not putting it in the question and answer. It's easier to put it in the question and answer. Okay, let me see. Let me go back up and scroll. Cool. Give me 1 second. Do you help Black men in tech? Well, Ashley just works as well. You can answer that, but you work in tech, but I'm not sure that that's what your focus
So
is.
I think that question might just be related to like, do we help Black men, and do we help Black men in tech? So a lot of times we get a question like, well, where's Black men graduate, or like, Black men
You better get one of these men to start one up.
Black men definitely need love too, and our events are open to everyone. Although it says Black girls graduate, like anyone can show up. Actually, I don't know if Andre is on here, but there's one person named Andre that I met because he attends literally all of our events. And Andre actually is a software engineer, and I believe he works at JP Morgan Chase, but he's also worked at Google before, and he's just really dope, really smart, and he always attends our events because he's like, these are great opportunities to like network with other professionals, like women or not. It's a great opportunity. But yeah, our resources are available for men as well, and I'm happy to connect anybody that I can with the people that I know. So definitely come out. I will be more than happy to meet you and connect you with anyone that I know. We've done an event actually with Black Tech Jobs, which if you don't know about Black Tech Jobs, that's also a company that is started here in Chicago by a Black guy named Will McNeil, who's a genius, and he's a Black man. And I definitely recommend following his page, Black Tech Jobs, which are jobs for Black men and women. But it's a Chicago-based company, and they have great events that connect them with jobs and job opportunities. So he's
nice.
The type of person that will get on the phone with you and share whatever resources he has. So definitely recommend that.
Right, nice. But yeah, I feel like if it's a man on here who's motivated, you should definitely start a Black Men Graduate page. That'll be dope, and resources and things like that. But yeah, I'm sure it's plenty of people out there. You just gotta figure it out. You gotta find it.
Hey, Cheryl. Oh, Cheryl.
Are you planning on having a virtual? Okay, let's see. Questions. Are you planning on having a virtual celebration for those who would physically be able to walk across the stage?
Yes, so that is something we want to definitely do. I saw that there was a post that was like kind of going viral on Twitter about someone basically tweeted Barack Obama and said, hey, we would love if you could do a virtual commencement speech to all of the 2020 graduates.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to reinvent the wheel. So I actually tweeted that person and was like, I would love to support this and like invite my platform in any way that I can, because that would be the ultimate commencement speaker to have President Barack Obama, because he's still my president.
Right.
Barack Obama speaks to the 2020 graduates. So I'm going to try to share that information. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but I did see that Better Make Room, which is Michelle Obama's organization, she retweeted that person. So I think that they're in connection or in conversations. So if that actually does happen, that will really be the event that Black Girls Graduate will support and post for our graduates.
That would definitely be dope, for sure. I know people are I feel so bad for people. I cannot imagine missing graduation from college or high school. And then the high schoolers that's missing prom. Like my prom was lame, but it was still fun, like at the same time. So I can't imagine just missing any of that. I know people are like heartbroken behind that.
Especially prom these days.
Like, yes, I would come back the next year.
For real. Yeah, I would too.
Okay, let's see. What advice would you give to upcoming grads?
The advice that I would give to upcoming grads, this is a great question, because at this point I can look back in retrospect to think about all the things that I did not do right when I first graduated. So my advice would be to network, because you never know the kind of opportunities that are under the table or exist through just word of mouth. So as many events that you can attend, whether they be virtual or in person, like definitely attend those, but also network through social media. Like there's a lot of people that will respond to your DMs, or you don't even have to DM a person right away. Like you can just start following them, comment on their posts here and there, and just start building that relationship organically. And then, once the relationship kind of develops, then you can kind of go in with, hey, like would love to hear more about how you got started, because people love to talk about themselves. So if you just ask them to tell you about how they, got to where they are, versus you asking them for something right away, like you'll be a lot more successful, and you may even gain a mentor. Like I have people online that I've never met in real life that are literally like my virtual mentors. Like,
Nice.
I want to shout out Megan Ward. If any other women entrepreneurs are on here, Megan Ward is an entrepreneur that I literally never met in real life. I only know her through Instagram.
What's her Instagram?
Her Instagram is Megan A. Ward. So Meagan A. Ward. I might be spelling that wrong. But she's dope, and she like posts a lot of like literature on her Instagram that like you can learn from. She also has like mentorships that you can sign up for and one-on-one coaching and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend like just finding a mentor and networking, whether that be in person or social media.
Nice. Okay, the questions are coming in. We're gonna take a couple more. What is your, let's see. What is your biggest motivation?
My biggest motivation. You know, I think my biggest motivation would definitely be, I think my biggest motivation is going to be my father and my mother, mainly because those two really instilled education in me. But then also my dad was also an entrepreneur that had a lot of entrepreneurial goals and endeavors. And I didn't even know when I was younger that I would end up taking those on. And now it's like I am that like super entrepreneur kind of driven person in my family. Like me and my cousins and stuff, and we have ideas, like we chat on the phone and like we're just, you know, constantly thinking about like how we can make money or like how we can help people. So for me, my biggest motivation is going to be like my mother and my father, but then also just making a difference for Black women, because as a Black woman, I've experienced a lot of things that can really make or break your confidence, make or break, you know, your aspirations. And I refuse to let white supremacy win. I refuse to give in to, you know, what the statistics want us to do. I'm from the South Side of Chicago. Like I, you know, could be a statistic, but I'm not. And I'm going to continue to make sure other Black women have opportunities so that they won't be as well. So that's really my goal.
Nice. Oh, that was well said. You just put chills through my body. Oh. Ashley is so smart. Ashley is so smart. I did a what was it? It was like a mental health day for me one day. Our friend Chris, he hit me up one day and he had this coupon card that we used to use at Power 92. So he was randomly like, hey, you want to get some food? I can use my coupon card. And then I thought he was just playing. But anyway, long story short, I ended up taking like a mental health day because that day at work, it was just, I don't know, or that week at work was just too much for me. And that was my first time ever had taken like a mental health day. And then he was like, all right, we just going to meet up in Hyde Park. Ashley's coming along, John's coming along, and then we just going to kick it. So we were sitting, I forgot what restaurant it was in that hotel.
Yeah, that new hotel.
Yeah, and we just talked for hours, like about just goals. And I just love talking with like-minded people about stuff like that. Like I'm real closed off, but just to be able to express yourself about what's going right, what's going wrong. I think about that time all the time. I even told my boss after a while, because I told him like I didn't feel good. But then I told him like I just needed the day off. Like y'all was stressing me out. But it's definitely important to have those days to yourself.
Definitely shout out to John and Chris. We need to do that again.
I know.
Both of those guys are also like super dope, super active in their community, like entrepreneurs, super talented. Like Chicago, honestly, and I'm gonna forever talk about Chicago being the best city ever, but we really have some dope people here, some creative people that's really trying to do something out here, like that's positive despite what the news and media wants to show. Like it's a lot of us millennials, young Black millennials, that are really out here like trying to do better for everyone. And so shout out to them. And then honestly, shout out to the whole party too. I miss y'all. Everybody there was lit. I literally like does not compare the best people to work with. Is not compared to my new job whatsoever. Like in terms of people to work with, like I miss y'all. Y'all were mad fun. And
shout out to Robin. She's in here now. She actually works for the Boston Celtics now.
I remember Robin. I see her on LinkedIn, girl. I got you on LinkedIn, Robin. I be seeing your posts. Hey,
doing her thing.
Hey, Cheryl.
Yes, for sure. Okay. All right. Okay. Real quick. If you're graduating with your master's today, not today, this year, check in. Just masters. We're going to get to undergrad in a second. But if you're graduating with your master's and you're still in here, I saw someone earlier say they're graduating with their master's. But if you're graduating with your master's, please check in. Okay. Let's see.
Hey, Tyler. Hey, Priscilla.
Oh my goodness, there's so many questions in here. Okay. Do you know good? John said, "Who's the best person y'all ever worked with at Crawford?" Okay, what has been a full circle moment for you through this journey? Oh, that's a good one. Okay. What has been a full circle moment for you through this journey?
That's a good question. I had to think about that one. Full circle moment. You know what? I'm gonna say a full circle moment has been, and it's happened on kind of more than one occasion now, where I have met people just either randomly in passing, or like we were on a panel together, and they have told me that they like had heard of Black Girls Graduate before. And like these are people from like all over. There's a girl who like graduated from University of Southern California. We were on a panel together. She's like, "Oh my God, like I love Black Girls Graduate." And there was another person that I had reached out to on LinkedIn that actually worked at a company I was trying to partner with, and she was like, "I would love to talk to you." And this is a cold LinkedIn message that I sent her, like, "Hey, would you want to talk about potential collaboration?" She's like, "I sent my pictures in. I wish you guys would talk to me. It's okay, but yeah, I would love to talk to you." And now this is like a brand marketing manager at this huge company who herself had sent her pictures in and had heard of us. So when those type of moments happen, that's when it all gets real, that this is truly making an impact, and people truly admire the hard work that goes into it, because it's a lot of hard work that goes into it. So shout out to everyone on the Black Girls Graduate team, and all those posts you're seeing on Instagram. Shout out to Keena. I don't know if she's on here. She's like our social media person right now, and she does a wonderful job. So yeah, it all becomes full circle and worth it. The messages that I get could lead to bring me to tears sometimes, like the stories that people share with me. So those are definitely those moments.
Nice. Yes, I forgot PhDs too. Anything after undergrad, if you're graduating in 2020, please check in. Please check in. Okay, let's see. Okay. One thing you both wish you could have known before going into college that would have helped you better prepare. Ooh, that's a good one.
You go ahead and answer that one.
Okay. I would say network. My thing, I won't say that I'm behind, but I feel like I'm behind. Like most people in life feel like they're not where they want to be in their career. And I feel like if I would have went into college, and mind you, I did not want to go to school. I'm not even going to lie. Like I did not care to go to school after high school. Like I got okay grades. I was like a C, sometimes B student. So college, I wanted to get the experience, but I didn't care about like schooling. So I really didn't take it that serious. So I wish I would have known how important mentorship was, and networking and internships. Like I interned a couple of times, but actually utilizing the resources that I got from internships, like I didn't do that. Like it was more so of it's fun. I was interning at my first one was interning at a radio station. Like I'm having a ball being around celebrities, being around personalities, but literally I won't say that I took stuff from it, but it took me years later to actually go back to those people and reach back out to those people and asking for their help. So that's my thing that I definitely would have done.
That's a big one, because when I think about my very first internship was at the Breakfast Club in New York City. It was actually an internship with all 4 of the iHeartMedia radio stations in New York. And I was the only paid intern out of all the interns that were there, because I got like some special New York State grant. And I was in the studio every day with Charlamagne, DJ Emmy, and Angela Yee. And I feel like if they walked past me right now, they would not know who I am.
Wow.
Because I didn't know how to really make strong connections. I did my job. I thought I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, but I didn't realize, like, bruh, I really could know them right now. I tweet, but it's you learn.
Yeah. Okay, let's see real quick. Let's see the people that checked in. Okay, I see 11-1_. She's been in here since the beginning. So that's who I'm going to give this $50 to. Please either send me, you can put it in the group chat. You can, in the comments, or you can DM me either your Cash App or Zelle. Please, please, please. Are we going to do an undergrad?
Yeah, we can do undergrad too. Let's do undergrad too.
Okay.
And
So
shout out
if
to
you are,
Tyler and Kirsten. I see y'all. Shout out to Kirsten, y'all. She runs the Black Girls Graduate Facebook page.
I did not know
she
that.
does a great job posting. Yes, she's been doing
First of
really
all,
since Power 92.
Kirsten is very low key. Kirsten, she's been doing, I think, not news, but like weather and traffic on Power. I think, like, first of all, I work at Power. I didn't know that at first. Like, she's real low key, but she definitely is getting the job done. You need my Cash App too. No, John, we actually need you to cash up us money. Thank you. Match our $50. Yeah, for bills. Okay, let's see.
Kirsten,
Okay.
you're on air now?
It's somebody told me that she's doing traffic, I think. Yeah. Okay. More questions. What would you tell a sophomore in college, Ashley and Sierra?
You know, I would say, man, sophomore year was a lit year. You know, when I talk about college, y'all, I just want y'all to know that as much as grades are important, having a life and just learning and making mistakes is also really important. So I would just say, make sure you're having fun, because sometimes I remember like sophomore year, I, you know, was so big on my reputation and X, Y, and Z, and like I'm just in the library, I'm working out. My friends are on here like, yeah, girl, please, you was at the parties. Yeah, I was at the parties. I also was like semi-worried about my reputation, which I'm not saying wild out and behave ridiculous, but like also just like have fun and like enjoy the freedom of not having to adults, and just honestly like I don't want to tell you to make mistakes, but make mistakes, because right now they're excusable. You're in college.
Yep.
But once you're an adult, it's not really excusable. So
Yeah.
like enjoy that.
See, and I'm definitely the opposite. I feel like I was popular in high school. I feel like I've been popular in school, period. Even college, I was popular, but I was to myself a lot. Like my freshman year, I had so many friends on campus, but after that year, it's like those people dwindle away. So literally, I only had like a couple of friends on campus. Luckily, my best friend ended up coming to my school, so I ended up having somebody to be with. So I had to, after my sophomore year, I had to force myself to get involved with different types of organizations, actually go out and party. Like my first year, I definitely lived, but I would definitely say, like Ashley said, like make sure you can make your mistakes now, but definitely stay focused. But don't be too focused to the point where you look back and be like, dang, I ain't do nothing. Like I always say, I was a lame in college. I was a lame. I was in love.
I don't believe
my
that you were a
boyfriend used to
lame
come
in
get
college.
me
That is very hard to believe. That's wild.
I had a boyfriend. He didn't go to the school, so he would come and pick me up every weekend. I did not experience life.
Okay.
I did not experience life.
I mean,
that's what happened when you go to school only an hour and a half away. Like you can easily come home whenever. So definitely live your life, but also stay like understand what you're going to school for.
That's true. Yeah, and to your point on like the campus orgs and stuff, I know that I was in like NABJ and like our Student African American Society, which is like a BSU, and I was also like in this org called BLISS, Black and Latina Information Systems Technology. I was in like 3 different campus orgs on the e-board. NABJ has my heart and soul to this day. Actually, yes. If you're interested in media, like honestly, join the NABJ or campus. Yep. Our chapter was lit. We got chapter of the year, by the way, while I was on the e-board, just to put it out there.
Nice. Okay.
But I took those orgs like dumb serious, and like looking back, like I could have chilled on that. Like it's just the org. It's just the org. Like chill. But
have you ever went to their conventions? They conventions.
Yes, I went to their conventions. They were lit. Those are great opportunities. Even that like I know people that have gotten jobs from talking at those events and like you know talking to people and stuff. So
that's another reason why I felt like I was behind too. And don't let your circle determine like where you should be in life. Like all of my what do you call it, journalism friends, like they were all getting jobs right out of school, like right out of college, and I'm just sitting there like, for one, NABJ, it doesn't really cater to radio personalities. Like at the conventions they really don't. They're starting to do so more now, but I was literally just going just to network and just kick it. But I was like, dang, all my friends, they getting television jobs, they getting producer jobs. I'm behind. Like my first 2 years out of college, I was like, what am I gonna do? Like this is not how life is supposed to be. But you're not supposed to compare yourself to your group of friends. You should use that as motivation, pretty much.
Yeah. And even I remember at those events, when they have those opportunities where you can like get up and speak and whatnot, I got up to ask some question, but I talked about Black Girls Graduate because my goal actually when I was at the conference was I was trying to like get put on for Black Girls Graduate. I was trying to network because I had just kind of like started it.
Mm-hmm.
And I got advice from like Essence magazine editors and things of that nature of like, you know, how to, you know, navigate having my own sort of media entity while also trying to apply for jobs and like when it is or isn't okay to like kind of bring them up in an interview. And I got to get some real information from people that have been in the industry for years, and they genuinely care about these students. Like they really are looking for ways to help mentor them. Like I can't even thank NABJ enough for inspiring me to like want to continue to like be a Black person in media that's, you know, breaking down barriers. So shout out to NABJ for sure.
I've attempted to have photos featured on your site in the past. Any suggestions to have my images selected? I think she did say the messages, like it's a lot of messages, but you can go ahead and speak on that.
So yeah, we just get a lot of messages. Like one day I might just post a screenshot of the hundreds of messages that we get, and they are all equally amazing. But I guess the one suggestion I would have for people that are sending their photos, if you're going to send your photo, can you, if you're a photographer especially, can you make sure you include the @username of the graduate, her major, and the school that she attends? Because the quicker we can get that information, the easier it is. Sometimes I will have to like, you know, search the person and look through their page and bio or something. But if all the information is just right there, it's a lot easier. And try to include major. We try to include the major when we can. Our audience really likes to know like what major that person is graduating from. It probably helps them connect. Maybe they're going to start following people that are also in their same field and stuff like that. So if you can include that, that would be really helpful.
Nice. Okay, I'm trying to find this girl that says she was in undergrad, her graduation. Wait, I do not know how to say this. DXNITRV. She said, "Love y'all. My graduation was supposed to be today. Was that for college?" Yeah, check back in if you're still in here. If that was for undergrad, or even if you're graduating high school going to college, that's cool too. Okay, let's do like maybe 2 more questions.
Okay.
This is a good conversation, but I just don't want to be on here all day.
Okay. I can't believe I'm live. I have never gone live before. I like don't talk to my Instagram people. Like even on my own Instagram, like y'all would never see me on here like, oh hey, what's up? Like I need to start though. It's fun. This is fun.
It is, but sometimes it'll humble you too. Like I went live before, like, and it was only a few people watching, but I will say, like, don't let that discourage you to go live and stuff. Like, because I see people joke about people going live and it's only a few people watching, or people posting the workout videos and they not fitness people. Like, do you, like, if that's what you want to do, like, do you, and if that's helping you like excel to get to the point where you want to be, do you. Your audience won't be 100+ views every time, so I say just do you. And I'm sick of people like telling people what to do and what not to do during this whole quarantine thing, like as if they experts. So okay, let's look at these questions.
Hey Kiara, I see you. Thanks for checking in. Shout out to all my friends. They're super supportive. And shout out to Kiara too. I want to say she was on one of our panels. She has like such a unique background because she went to Howard, so shout out to HU, all the HU people are here. She studied chemistry and biology there, and then she also went and got her cosmetology license, and she like has this unique passion for doing hair, she wants to create her own products, and like she knows the chemistry of it. Like shout out to just Black queens, like just that's Black excellence in general, like, you know, like, so shout out to all my friends that are just doing amazing things. Like
nice. Okay, EXO Coco, she's an graduate. Okay, send your Cash App or Zelle, EXO Coco, please. All right, so those are our 2 people. Okay. Oh, the girl did say, I meant to say, what would you say to your sophomore self? Pretty much what
same thing, yeah.
Same thing, yeah. Same thing. All right.
So I have one question for you, Sarah, before we get off of Instagram Live. So You are doing a lot with your platform that you have. What are some of your, what can we expect from you next? Like, what are you working on? I know you said you got a lot of big things planned. Did you post on your Instagram story, like, you're working on some stuff? So let's hear. We want to know what you got going on.
So this May, which I'm very heartbroken about that I won't be able to celebrate my birthday like I really want to, but this May, this is going to be my last year in my 20s. And I've just been thinking about, like, I want this year to be, well, this last year of my 20s to be just as big as me turning 30. So I've just been thinking about a bunch of things that I want to do. As far as being a radio personality or a media personality, I definitely want to create more content and just build my village. I feel like a lot of people, I listen to a lot of people, which isn't good. So I'm kind of trying to figure out not my brand. I know what my brand is, but I'm kind of trying to figure out, like, how to develop my village of people that's gonna, just be my following, and we support each other and things like that. So I'm just trying to figure that out, put out some content, see what works, see what don't work.
Yeah.
Just not being afraid to just take that leap of faith. I feel like fear holds me back a lot. I think of a lot of good ideas. I think of a lot of dope things to do, but when you don't put action to it, it's pretty pointless. So as far as media personality, I want to create more content. I do want to start traveling and incorporate being a media personality with that. I want to start blogging more about that. A goal of mine is to become a paid traveler. What else? I want to own.
I can definitely see you doing that.
I want to own my first piece of property before 30. So I got some things to do. Like, I got to get on it like ASAP. And it's another big goal of mine that it just seems super ridiculous. I don't want to speak on it yet because I still have to figure out how I'm going to plan it out. But once I do, like, I guess I'll talk about it. But I'm also a person, like, I don't like to speak on stuff, like, if I'm not exactly sure. So
yeah, I've done that, and just don't do that, because I've done that a lot. I think like the last 6 months of my life, just talking too soon. So definitely don't do that. Yeah.
And then you have the negative people that's like, oh, I thought you was going to do this. I thought you was going to do that. But
yeah. Or it's just kind of like having to relive the experience where you have to update the person. I'm like, oh, how did that job interview go with such and such? Oh, that one. Yeah. So.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, let's see. Fear is huge for all of us. We have to keep pushing. Absolutely. Like, whew, I could write a book on being fearful and the things that I missed out on. Like, it's ridiculous, like, for sure. Okay, let's see, a couple more questions. I graduate in the banking industry. Do you help Black girl graduates in the banking industry?
Yeah, so we have all kinds of careers and industries of people in our community. So one thing that I do want to shout out, I guess I probably should have said this earlier too, is on our website, you can go and join the Black Girls Graduate Network, which is a free membership, which essentially allows you to be the first to hear about our events or opportunities, jobs, internships, fellowships, or even some of the things that we plan on doing down the line, like vacationing together. And a lot of times, you know how it goes when you're planning a trip with your friends and it goes from 20 people to 10 people to 2 people, but you still really want to go. So we want to create an atmosphere where just networking Black professionals can say, like, let's all get together and take a trip wherever and do that together. So and that would be women across all industries, from banking to medical field to media, so that you'll know people in every industry. And that's what's really cool about that's the good side of like adulting and being a millennial now, is some of those people that we went to college with. Like, I can say I know doctors, I can say I know lawyers, I can say I know all these amazing people. And it's just simply from our networks. But even having something like Black Girls Graduate, where you've got over 50,000 women across all these different industries that get to know each other and forge those real humanistic relationships, not even just for networking purposes, but just for having your own, friends, or expanding your friend group.
Nice. Okay, let's take one more question. It was a lot of questions in here, Ashley.
Really? I didn't even see these come in.
That is so dope. Okay, let's see. Okay, I see two good ones. So we're going to do these two, and then we're going to wrap up after that.
Okay.
How do you overcome fear when trying something new in your field? You want to answer that? Are you a person that's fearful though? Like everyone isn't fearful, I don't think.
You know, I don't know if I would use the word fearful because I have done crazy things. Like I've gone to my boss and said I want to raise by this percent and this is what I want. And if he said that, it might have seemed crazy, but I did it anyways. So what was the question again?
Shoot, my bad. How do you overcome fear when trying something new in your field?
My advice would be to just do it, because what I've even learned from previous jobs is sometimes you need to just bring the results and that speaks for itself. A lot of times we might go and tell our boss like, hey, I want to try doing this or I want to do this, and your boss may or may not support it because it's just an idea, it's just a thought. As long as it's not going to be something that's going to disrupt the business, I would just go forward and do it anyways, and then bring those results back to my boss and say, I did this, and look at the results. This works. Like I can kind of put this in context. Like my job, there was like a tech touch program that we wanted to do, which means like we were going to start using a software to automate talking to our customers. So I kept telling my boss like, oh, I want to kind of do this, I want to kind of do this, until I just did it, and I brought the data back, in my portfolio review to be like, hey, I started automating these messages. I was able to reach X amount of people. X amount of people opened the emails. X amount of people did this, that, and the third. And then they were like, oh, this is great. Let's bring this to our executive team. And so after I had results, it made sense. And there was no fear needed because your manager is going to support it, or whoever it is that you're answering to is going to support it after you've already kind of done it. I think that you can apply that pretty much in every area, even if you're an entrepreneur. I sell these t-shirts. I had to go through 20 different places of getting these t-shirts done until I finally figure out what works. So just go for it.
Nice. Shout out to Bree Specific. She's also a personality on Power 92. She just asked that dope question. I just want to piggyback off of that real quick. So it's this book by Shonda Rhimes, who was the creator of, what was that, Scandal? What's it called? Yeah, Scandal. The name of the book is Year of Yes. So that entire book pretty much reminded me of myself. Like she used to say no to pretty much everything she was afraid of. So she said, like, she just focused. One year, she just said she was going to start saying yes to everything that made her uncomfortable. So the Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes, that's definitely a good book to just get some tips from on how to just move forward, even when deep down inside, like, you really don't want to. You really don't want to do it, but you know it will benefit you in the long run. So, yeah, definitely that one. Okay, last question. Last question. Okay. Biggest challenge of being an entrepreneur and how you were able to overcome it.
Biggest challenge. I think my biggest challenge of being an entrepreneur is time management and holding myself accountable, because when you're an entrepreneur, there is no one that can make you do what you're supposed to do, even to the smallest things of responding to an email or attending an event and telling yourself, I am not leaving until I exchange business cards with at least 3 people. So for me, I have to constantly try to hold myself accountable, and then just try to have accountability partners within my friend group, that I've shared things with, and they're going to, follow up and ask how those things are doing. But then just time management, because having a full-time job and being passionate about still growing my personal professional career while also growing my business is a constant battle that I have, of just like, how can I do both things and exceed at them? Because you're gonna want to get promoted on your job, or they're paying your bills, so you at least owe it to your job to do a good job and not neglect your job for your business. So having both of those for me is just a constant reminder of just having better time management skills. So if I need to stay up late, or if I need to dedicate a part of my weekend to Black Girls Graduate, then I need to do so. Or even like today, like I took a half day, I took a mental health day. My job is aware that I'm not on the clock right now as I'm doing something for my business. So just having those time management skills and self-accountability.
Nice, nice. This was very dope. I enjoyed this a lot.
Me too. This is
Yeah.
fun. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. And it's almost been an hour. I think it's gonna cut off at in like 3 or 4 minutes. Okay. So Ashley, the CEO of Black Girls Graduate, website blackgirlsgraduate.com. You can shop the merch. You can go online for resources, internships, job opportunities. What else are we missing? What else?
Job opportunities, just getting to know, even like, you know, follow each other. When I post someone and they look cool and they're in your career, I definitely recommend following. Even for the guys out there, most of my male friends follow Black Girls Graduate because they just want to see some Black queens in my mind. So y'all better follow. Like, don't
and they be fine too. They be so gorgeous.
Okay, like
that is funny. Okay, so the two young ladies that I think it was Exo Coco and 11-1. Yeah, DM me your Zelle or Cash App information. Also to the ladies that's, or even fellas that's in here too, that was talking about the Year of Yes book. So I have a link in my bio. My page is Sierra_Monet. And basically the first thing you click on is Amazon, and it says Amazon favorites. So I have like a book, a list of recommendations for books. So the Year of Yes is on there. What else is on there? A bunch of books that I just love. So if you want to check those out, you all can definitely do that. Definitely make sure you read it during this time. I have to force myself.
I might have to buy that for real. That sounds like a really good book.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Also, make sure you catch me on Saturdays on Power 92, 2 to 6
Tune
p.m.
in, y'all.
Yes.
And follow Power 92.
Yes. Yeah. Follow the squad. Follow the squad. Any last remarks before we get out of here and it cut us off?
Congrats to the entire class of 2020. Y'all did it. Y'all did y'all thing. And, you know, even though you don't get to have a physical graduation, if you don't celebrate with your family, celebrate your accomplishment. It's a huge deal, and you've made the biggest and best investment you could have ever made in your life. So congratulations to you guys.